Well, let's see. Actually, my time with this store predates Henry, and it actually goes back to the woman who came before. And so I've been coming here since 1996, and I've lived in this community since then.
My name is Mark, and I've been working with Henry for a number of years. I sell product here.
So I've been coming here for about 5 years, ever since my friend Tinina opened up the bikini shop next door. That was actually what brought me over to this neighborhood.
It's mostly about my son North. When we, from the time he was from the time he was 3 months old, we made a habit of walking around the neighborhood a whole lot.
I feel like I grew up here because I started working here in my mid-late 20s and left in my mid-late 30s. I was here for like 8 years, and that's a long time to be any place.
Oh, you can riffle through a book.
Yeah, well, it's a piece of art. So it's the writing, it's the person behind the writing, it's the style, it's the cover, it's the holding of something. It's a work of art just by itself, as opposed to a Kindle or reading things on the computer. That's all exceptionally boring and sterile to me.
Books are special. I mean, books are friends, books are lovers, books are parents, books are trusted information, they're escape.
Oh, a place where people run into one another. Yeah, I've run into a lot of interesting people here.
Like the difference between cooking only for yourself and cooking for a big group of friends. To be in a bookstore, especially a quirky, independent bookstore with its own little editorial bent and its own quirky selections of what it wants, is something you can't replicate in any chain, in any online store, no matter how well run.
We started popping in here, and then we started staying longer and talking longer to Henry, and then it just became an extra living room. And North did his first hops and his skips and a lot of firsts, and he would even sit in a chair at the cash register and kind of help with book sales and would say thank you to the people.
And I love that I can come in here and it's a fun place for my son, so that he associates bookstores with, being a place that he enjoys. That looks like a mouse. I think that's a lion. It's a lion.
It feeds my soul. I love books. I've always loved books and reading. I love everything about it, and meeting the people, the customers, most of them are great, and many of who have become friends. I love opening boxes of new books that come in every day and seeing what's new and what's coming in. I love going through the catalogs and ordering and seeing what all the new stuff is and talking to the sales reps. And I just love everything about it, except for the financial challenges of running a bookstore, which in these days is hard, which is why this movie is being made. This has been coming on for probably a year, maybe. I've been thinking about it and wondering, is it time? I thought I was almost going to close in before Christmas, but I ended up squeaking through that crisis and made it through Christmas, had a good Christmas season. I realized that I was going to be put on hold by my major wholesaler, and I'd always said that if that ever happened, that was, because if I can't order from them, I do a lot of special orders. If I can't order from them, I can't stay in business. I just said, that's enough. So it was a very quick decision, because I'd already sent out emails to people saying, I'm here, I'm sticking around, I'm not going anywhere. And then a week later, they got this letter saying, oops, I'm closing.
The internet lets us, what they call frictionless transactions, where we're able to click and get whatever we want.
I'm cross at Amazon.
I don't have a Kindle.
I've never bought from Barnes & Noble or Amazon or any of those places because the convenience, to me, just isn't worth it.
A big and nasty. Barnes & Noble.
Amazon and Barnes & Noble and the internet.
Here, you need to read this book. You're not going to do that with your Kindle, iPad or whatever.
We used to think of Amazon as a Seattle business. Nah, it's a 800,000-pound gorilla.
It feels somehow soulless to always be buying, to only have that choice of either a mega mall or online.
It's been busy. It's been like Christmas, and it's on the one hand, it's like people come in, there's a 20% discount, so people come in and they're buying stacks of books. It's like, where were you 6 months ago when I needed you to be buying books on a regular basis, that would have kept me in business? But on the other hand, once I made the decision, I need to get rid of all this stuff, so take as much as you want, I don't mind. And then I finally came to the realization, I think just yesterday, that the people coming in and buying a few books, essentially that's their way of saying goodbye to the store.
I'm going to miss this place because this has been my Saturdays and actually Sundays too for about the last 3 or 4 years.
We're losing what I would call a certain energy, a certain passion, a certain intellect, a certain philosophy about living, a certain sense of harmony and peace. And that sounds all new agey, but I guess that's kind of what I think.
Well, I guess the thing that made me the most sad when I saw the sign was just thinking about my son, and that it's really meant just a ton to me growing up to have books. My house was always full of books, and it's just meant so much to me to be able to pass that on to my kid and share books with him and teach him to use his imagination and listen to stories and be calmed by stories and go to sleep.
It's a sad day when economics are such that it's not possible to make that work, to lose that community, to lose that resource, to lose that little place to come on a rainy Seattle Saturday that for a little while lets you just lose yourself completely.
Yeah, well, we're not going to have a bookstore with a living room feel to it with a little, we're not going to have a bookstore even in Fremont, but a place where kids could go and there's little chairs that they could sit and look at books. They're losing that. Well, I don't know what to think about it.
I'm going to miss this place like spades. I'm very cross with, the 800-pound gorilla.
Several people that have become good friends that I socialize with now that I see on, outside of just being customers. Mm-hmm. And even a lot of my customers, even though we may not socialize, we're still, I know about what's going on in their lives, and we talk when they come in, and that's one of the things I'm going to miss most about doing this.
And it was extremely intimate, how close we got to everyone at the bookstore, and they still send us postcards, and we write letters to each other now, even though we're in the same town still.
And being here with these people and in this space and the people I interacted with, I think I'm saying this more clearly than I did earlier because I'm not crying. It impacted me. It really helped me turn into a more grown up.
I'd just like to say I wish I could have kept this going. I think Fremont's going to be an emptier place without the store. And I'm going to be emptier without the store. I'm sure I'll find something more, interesting to do and something exciting and hopefully more remunerative and less stressful than this. But it'll be hard to replace this.
Well, Henry, we've loved the place, and we appreciate all the great conversations and you keeping it open as long as you did, and it's just been a great resource. Thanks a lot.
That he has been able to maintain a bookstore open in the past 7 years is an incredible accomplishment. And that's what I came to tell him. I know he's sad about closing the store, but I want him to feel proud that he was able to accomplish what he did, because I deal with a lot of bookstores. Many of them couldn't do what he did.
I'm sad at the loss and happy that it has come so far. And 22 years is nothing to sniff at.
My God, I'm going to miss him. Actually, I'm going to track him down. He's going to show up in the book biz somewhere in town here, and wherever he turns up, that will be my new favorite bookstore. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, it's actually nice because now I've made my statement. I mean, now I've sort of unloaded all the thoughts I've been thinking about for the last few weeks after hearing about the closure. So I hope Henry, good luck in his next endeavors, though. And we have to figure out where to find him.
We are a slightly more efficient and slightly poorer world after today.
What do the French say? Not goodbye, but au revoir. Till I see you again. Yes. There's a song at the end of Dr. Strangelove. We'll meet again. Don't know how, don't know when. I can't sing the rest of it, but we will.